All right, Joe Crabbe, thanks for coming on the Stephen Skinner podcast today.
Welcome.
That's awesome.
Glad to be
man.
here.
Yeah, that's great here. You know what? So, if anyone doesn't know you, which I think many people have seen you on commercials talking about flame smoking good wings, and people, again, they rave about OIP. Tell me, when did OIP begin? Because we really want to share a little bit of your story. I think a lot of people, they see what you're doing now, but tell us a little bit about the backstory. When did the first one begin?
First OIP started on August 5th, 2005.
Okay.
At James Street in North Townsend, downtown.
That's the one right near St.
Right
Joe's,
near St.
right?
Joe's, yep.
St. Joe's there.
Yep.
Just, I think it's like small and maybe near the laundromat.
Small 700 square foot store.
And it's still doing good, right?
Yep, still doing good. Our
Still
best
doing
store.
good. How many OIPs now do you have?
We have 7 now. We just closed one
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah.
So we have 7 locally in Syracuse.
Yeah.
But we've opened 11, I think. Maybe 11 or 12. Sold off a few.
When did, just for anyone watching and listening to this, you get into was there this epiphany in your life where you said, you know what, I love food, I love pizza, and I want to just go all in and do it? Because I think if anyone knows, the small business world is tough. Restaurants are tough. What made you desire to get into this pizza world?
It's always what I've always done. So
making pizza.
Just since I was a kid, my second job was working in a pizzeria. So that's all I've ever known. And then I went in business when I was 20 or 21. I opened my first pizzeria, which then I got out of the business for a few years, and then I came back into it as OIP. I used to have Delicious Pizza at the same store where OIP is.
Same location.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew that.
You know what? People told me something. It was Delicia so Delicious.
Yeah, Delicious Pizza.
Delicious Pizza. Same recipes or?
No, totally different.
Totally different.
It was Dolicious Pizza, and then a week later I changed it to Delicious Pizza. Because good old Grazi came in and told me that name was trademarked.
Oh,
Grazi says, "Oh,
that's awesome."
Yeah.
So, did you again make the dough? You're making everything.
Yeah, we did everything. Yeah. That's what I
hands on.
Yeah.
Hands on.
Started out there when I was 20 or 21 years old.
And then just a process of, again, talk about, people say, no pun intended, you're not going to be rolling in the dough at all doing a pizza business right off the bat. It just,
a lot of work.
Long
my
hours,
my first business, I knew how to run the pizzeria and make money. Didn't know what to do with the money so well. Bad businessman, good business. I don't know. Was in a different place in my life back then, so got out of that when I was 27, 28, went and did food sales. And then during food sales is when I became a Christian.
Okay.
And I got saved.
And that changed things on how you did things?
Yeah, I changed things. Swore I would never get back in the pizza business because I never wanted to be part of it. And I got back in it. Not only did I get back in it, I got back in the same store that I had sold and got out of. So, the Bible talks about breathing breath into bones, dead bones.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened there,
Yeah.
So.
And you went back in
the rebirth of the, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I went back in with a different philosophy, whole different attitude. And only really wanted one pizza shop. And my partner Rosario and me, he wanted to keep growing, so we opened up our store in Tip Hill, and then from Tip Hill, Eastwood, in your plaza when I met you.
Yeah.
And that was about 16 years ago, 15 years ago.
I cannot believe it. Yes, we had Matt Goddard on with Cappy Kubal,
Yeah.
and you were pretty close.
I think Matt opened up in 05 or maybe
right before.
04.
Months before.
Yeah, a few months before
and,
me.
Yeah, and so we were just reminiscing on time does fly. It does go by. So again, you've gone through this journey from starting it, even having some pitfalls and downfalls, and now a lot of locations. I'm sure challenges with everything from the pandemic and everything probably threw you a wrench in a bunch of different ways. Did it change the way you approach things, or how?
It's changing a lot right now. It's things are definitely different today than they were 3 years ago. The labor, I'm sure everyone tells you. You see it yourself. The labor market is just horrible.
It's hard.
Which is why we closed the store. We can't find help. Can't find good help. And what's happening, and I think you're going to see more of it happen in the marketplace, is people that had multiple locations. We always kept those locations going, even if they were just kind of a break even, to keep people working. But now what's happening is you can't get the people to work. It's becoming too much of a headache. So now it's like, you know what? Now
you have to close
we're going to close it, which kind of sucks. It sucks for the whole brand. It sucks for the community. It sucks for people with jobs.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is on that thing. Everyone talks about, I don't think you can talk about OIP pizza without talking about its wings.
Yeah, chicken wings.
And I think, and again, there's a bunch of popular flavors, but obviously I think it's the char grilled honey garlic wings that it seems like everyone always raves about. Again, how many people have the is it literally just you when you talk about these secret ingredients or things like that, or only a few people on it? I mean, what is sort of, when it comes to these things that people are like, this flavor is amazing, you can't replicate it in other places? How proprietary, and how much do you keep things secret?
It's not that proprietary. We our recipe is, but we're not the only ones that do it anymore. We were the first ones to really introduce char wings to this market. Yeah. Now it's everywhere. You have to do them. I mean, the secret is just is real butter. It's simple. Yeah. Nobody wants to spend the money. That's why. I mean, it's no secret.
Yeah.
But
the wings are still price selling. They're still price selling, right?
Oh yeah. They're definitely the most popular item. No question about it.
No.
That's what put us on the map.
What would you tell if someone wanted to either get into business, open their own restaurant, especially with what you shared about the labor market and how tough it is right now? Some encouragement, maybe not, all negative stuff, but what you would tell someone they can avoid some pitfalls?
It's just simple. You got to work your butt off. I mean, if you're going to go into this business today, you got to plan on being there day and night, and it's just a lot of hours. It's tough. It's different than it was,
You got to do it because you really love it.
You got to do it because you love it, because you're passionate about it.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Any future thoughts? Again, I think you said you had 7 locations.
Oh yeah, we have plans. We're actually going through a rebrand right now.
Okay.
We have plans of opening more locations and kind of a little bit different. We definitely have plans to move forward and waiting to see how everything happens in the marketplace, with the employee situation and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But
it does seem like, even with the pandemic, and obviously we're on this backside of it where people are trying to get back to life as normal, which life is really not normal. It's different now. Yeah. But it does seem the one positive thing between pizza and some of the, I would call the smaller restaurants, is that it seems like to me to go is still pretty popular.
Yep.
To go is still pretty popular, and the fact that you keep your blueprint a little bit smaller, so that there's more concentration and it's not so much expansion on seating and everything else like that. It seems like that is still possibly a win.
Definitely.
A win, and doesn't hurt to have a bad product.
Right. Right.
It's great though.
But you got to stay fresh. Like I said, that's why we're going through a rebrand. We've been looking for years to open up in the Cicero area, and now with the new Micron announcements, we're looking at places up in Clay and stuff. So we're not finished, but we just got to you need to have stores that do big volume now. The days of the old little slow places, are over.
Yeah, that's
if you're not doing it,
that's difficult. But I can't, again, 15 plus years, maybe 16 years now. I don't know. It's getting toward that. Being here in Eastwood, you're obviously a staple. It's awesome. But again, I can just share from my backstory with you that, and I shared this about because you and Matt came in about the same time, that when I went to the bank, it was my first loan for the Eastwood Plaza when we were trying to rebrand the plaza, really build it back into a shopping center. And I remember the bank when I told them, I really want to bring food back to the area, and I have this coffee shop and I have this pizza place that I want to open. And I remember the vice president of the lender that said to me, what is it? Is it this franchise or this one, or tell me, give me the scoop. And I told him the names. He's like, well, who the heck is that? I said, well, they have, he said, why do you think you're going to make it? They're passionate. They got a good heart. And he laughed at me and he says, you know what? He says, do it. They'll both be out in a year. He said, I'll probably have to foreclose on you soon enough, but it's your choice or whatever. And I think about that even 15, 16 years later, thinking about the multiple locations and thinking about how, we weren't your first, but we were shortly thereafter, and you came in here and you really have blessed, and you have fed a lot of Eastwood people here. I mean, is Eastwood still one of your strong locations?
Yeah.
One of the strong locations here.
Yeah.
So again, there's great things. I think you paved the way for other people in Eastwood now to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay, if OIP can make it, some other small businesses can make it. You know what? We can keep doing some great
Eastwood's
stuff.
good area.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for not being on the podcast today, but sharing your story. Wish the best for future OIP success, Joe.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
You got it, man.
Thanks, man.